Tricks. You know, we need to be doing some eggs today. Yep. Yeah, I want to make some mama some tuna fish salad. What do you think? Well, you think we should do it? Okay. Are you going to help me? You going to chop up the onions? Don't shake your head at me. What about celery? Will you do those? Tricks. No? Okay. So be it. Papa will do it all, just like always. Or I'll go get my goo. Okay? Oh, there you are again, friend and family. Glad you could stop on in today. And, as you saw, sitting there talking tricks, because we're getting ready to do something today. We're getting ready to make some of my mama's tuna fish salad for sandwiches. And do that, we got to have some eggs, which traditionally would be hard boiled. At least hers was, my grandmother's was, my great grandmother's, and that. But I've often had difficulties with making eggs that were beautiful, especially for like deviled eggs. And I can't remember a time when my mama didn't make deviled eggs, which we're not making today. If you want me to show you that recipe, I surely will, but when she would, she'd boil those things. Of course, all the elder ladies in my family did. And well, some of them would come out looking all nice and shiny and smooth and slick, but then some wouldn't. They'd look like they'd been chewed on up by a dog and that. Of course, she'd just say they all taste the same, might not look so pretty. And the very first time I tried to make deviled eggs and that, which like I said, we ain't making today, we're making tuna fish salad, but still going to do it the way I'm about to show you. Because many of you asked when I did my chicken salad sandwich, because I mentioned it, how I do my eggs now. Called her up. This was for my very first Thanksgiving in my very first home back, this 1978. Can you believe that? And I wanted her to, tell me how she did it. And of course, started out with, you got to boil some eggs. Of course, first thing she said, you don't want to be using them brand new eggs. You want to be using some older eggs, which you've probably been all told that too, because that seems to be the first bit of advice you get when talking about making some beautiful eggs, whether it's for salads, deviled eggs, or something like tuna fish, where you don't want half the white sticking to your shells. So that's the first bit of advice that you're told. Don't use fresh, use old eggs. And I've always taken that advice to heed. And I'm sort of like Mom. And that may have been hit or miss. It just didn't matter. Then there was that other thing. I can't ever remember a time when my mama cooked eggs, hard boiled, that didn't have that sort of green halo around the yolks. Now, granted, they didn't affect them being tasty. Mama had a way of covering that up. She just put more mustard and whatever, and then she even had some food coloring hid up in the cupboards. Yellow food coloring. Back in the day, you could buy, sort of got sniffles day. Back in the day, they had this here little 5 tubes food color, and one of those was yellow. And she wasn't, where she wouldn't put a few drops of that in. Make those egg yolks nice, bright, and yellow, along with that mustard. But then, my daughter, she loves making deviled eggs, and pretty eggs, and for salads and whatever. And we'd struggle with that too. So I set out, of course I'm an engineer, set out to look at the process of, why this happens. Why does that white stick to the shell, and why we have such struggles with peeling eggs? So I got on old Mr. Google and DuckDuckGo and whatever, and I looked at about every which way you could do a boiled egg. And I took in the fact that all these people said, you do this, you do that, and they come out just perfect. One of the things they tell you to do is add vinegar. And that sort of kind of makes some sense, because the egg yolk is protein, and it has a high pH. And if you lower the pH, the protein becomes less sticky. So you would think adding vinegar to your water, that'd make some type of difference, wouldn't you? Well, if you think about it a little bit more, vinegar in the water, of course there's that shell which is a barrier to keep bacteria and all that out from contaminating eggs. That vinegar just don't get right on in there. But I tried it anyway. And I tried it several times, and I got mixed results, just like I did by only using old eggs. I'm doing it the same way I'd always done. Then some people say add salt. So I did that. And of course there's others that add salt and vinegar. And I did that. Still got the same results. Some came out nice, shiny, and slick, peeled easy. Others did not. Then you get the one that many people will always bring up. Add baking soda. Because baking soda will lower the pH. Well, or raise it. I think it's raise it. I might be wrong. You can look it up. Anyway, I tried that. I put me a tablespoon in there. And I boiled those eggs on up. No, they didn't all feel so easy. So, then I saw a video and some websites that bake those suckers. And so, I did that too. I baked them. No, that wasn't real successful either. But then, and this just happened by circumstance. I didn't even see this on Google or DuckDuckGo. I was steaming me some asparagus. While I was steaming it, I was going to make me a salad, steamed asparagus, lettuce, tomatoes, whatever. Sort of a continental salad. So I thought, well, I want me some eggs in there. So I dropped a couple eggs on top of that asparagus and steamed them in there. Well, after that, I put them in some cool, cold tap water. Let them sit in there about 20 minutes. And then I went to peeling them. Those things came out slicker than a new car straight from the dealership. All nice, shiny and bright. So, I thought, I might be on to something. So I went on there and my desk over in the den and looked at it, and lo and behold, there's a whole ton of people recommend steaming eggs to make some of the prettiest darn eggs, salads, deviled eggs that you've ever seen. And I watched their video. Sure enough. Yep. Of course, another thing you always see about peeling eggs is you stick them under a faucet, running water, and use that water to get underneath, the white of the egg and the shell. Well, as all of y'all know, Taos is real proud of our water. And of course, if you're somebody who's trying to conserve resources, running your tap water while you peel 6, 12, 10, 20, whatever eggs, that's not conservation. That's pretty darn wasteful. So I really you know. And I've done it, but even still, you get some that stick, you know, so hard. Just no way you're gonna get them off that shell without putting divots in them. So, like I said, I tried all those methods. I even tried the one where it says, okay, what you have to do is you have to start with cold water. Put your eggs in there, bring them up to a boil for a certain amount, and then plunge them in cold water, preferably ice water. Now, I got the same results. Some were fine, some weren't. Then you got this other method, which says get your water up to boiling, and now take your eggs out, make sure they're up to room temperature, slide them off in there. And I tried that one. Same thing, not 100%. So I went back to that one time I put the eggs in with my steamed asparagus, and I tried it, and once again, lo and behold, I had perfect eggs. Yep, they were just simply beautiful. So I thought, well, maybe I'm on to something. And ever since then, and of course this only goes back to like about 2017. You know, I lived most of my life having to make more eggs than what I needed, because some of them come out looking darn right pitted, like the moon surface full of craters. So I've been sticking with steamed, and I've never been disappointed. Nope. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you how I do the egg and what you're going to need. So, y'all take a seat in the dining room. You know, if you're thirsty, grab some tea out of the fridge. If you're hungry, we got snacks over there in the pantry and dining room. And we'll get this show on the road. And I'll show you how I do eggs. Now, like always, you're going to need a few things. I always try to tell y'all what you're going to need from the get-go. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a nice little pot. Of course, you size pot for however many eggs you're going to do, right? And you're going to need a tight fitting lid. Yep. It's a must have. Trust me this. Then you're going to need one of these little steamer baskets. Right here. See that thing? You can see, that can fit in a pretty big pot. In fact, that can probably fit in a 10-inch pot. So you can steam a whole ton of eggs if you want to. And it's real easy. You're just going to put that right in the pot. Now I ain't going to do that many, because old Mr. Tom here. We're only going to need 2 eggs for a tuna fish salad that we're going to be cooking. Throwing together later. Already starting to lay out things for that. And of course, I'll show you that too on another video. So we got our steamer basket. We got us a lid here. And of course, you're going to need some fine eggs. And here's the thing. Whenever the holidays would come around, I was working so darn much, I'd have to run out the day before. Ashley and Davey and James be coming over to enjoy the holidays with us. Of course, we'd be cooking, and I'd have to grab everything we needed. So I never really had old eggs. I was always stuck with new ones. Yep, so that first rule of thumb, always have old eggs, sort of went out the window. You know, I'd have a few, but not enough to do a whole platter full of fine deviled eggs. And these are brand spanking new. Y'all seen me buy these at Soup Foods here. What, last week? I think I took y'all with me. You see here, these got a Best Buy, October 24th. So at best, these are only about a week old. You know, I ain't got no chickens. You know, I paid 75 cents for these bad boys right here. You know what? You have all the chickens you want. Be hard pressed to make eggs. 75 cents a dozen. But if you ain't watched that video on my trip to Soup Foods, might want to run on over to the channel and check it out. So that's what you're going to need. Then you're going to need some water. So, let me all set you all up real quick. And we'll show you the next step, okay? Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fill up our little pot with that steamer basket in it. And we're going to be using filtered water. It's not all that important to be cooking these eggs, but I do it anyway. So we got a little pure filter right there. Cheapest way to do it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to got our steamer basket right there in it. Don't be looking at that dish. Don't be looking at my dishes in my dish tub there. Yep. I got to wash up. And we're just going to fill this up right till it just comes to the surface of that bottom area. Oh, just like that. That'll be plenty. Because some of that's going to evaporate away. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it over here on the stove. Yep. That's a gas stove. But it don't matter what kind you got. And all we're going to do is we're going to get this fire lit. Now this stove's a little cantankerous. Sometimes it don't light right away. But there it goes. Now what we're going to do, we're going to set it on about 7. Okay? Then we're going to grab this lid right over here. See that lid right there? Yep, we sure are. And we're going to place it right on that pot just like that. And then, because I know how long it takes to get that thing steaming, I'm going to set me a timer. Just so I don't forget. So I'll probably be watching a YouTube video while this is going on. So I set my timer for 10 minutes. Now this is all going to depend on the size of the pot you got. Okay? When that timer goes off, we're going to come back. Take this lid off. Of course, it's going to be steaming. I already know that. And that's when we're going to be putting our nice 75 cents a dozen eggs on in there and get them steaming. So, hang in there. Yep, here's the timer. It's time to come on here and check and see if the pot's steaming. Well, let's turn that annoying timer off, okay? And we're going to lift the lid off the little pot here. Oh, yeah, sure enough, water's boiling. Now, it ain't quite boiled down below the surface there. We don't care. So we're going to put the eggs in there anyway, okay? Now we only need a couple of eggs for our tuna salad, but you know, I ate all my pickles, and I saved my pickle juice, so I'm going to be making some pickled eggs, you know, like us old folks do back in the day. We're going to take out a few of these. We're just going to, and this is all you do, just set them on in there. Ain't hard, as many as you want, or what's going to fit. Yep. Like I said, I only need 2 for the tuna salad, but I want some extras. And if they don't all fit in my jar, that pickles, they'll be just fine, chopped up for the kiddie crew, sure enough. But, you know, we're going to put 7 in there. They'll be fine. And all you're going to do now, so simple. You're going to take this lid right here and set it on top. Right there. Right there we go. She's steaming away right now. And since we want a nice creamy yellow egg yolk, we're going to set this here bad boy for another 10 minutes. Now you could go 11 or 12 if you want just a little bit firmer, but I like it creamy. That's not going to be soft. Of course you're going to see this because we'll be cracking. And of course it's going to take 1 We're going to chop it up for you so you can take a look at it. Okay? And I'm going to probably take that outside. Cleo and the kitten crew. So there you have it. We just got to wait for that timer to go off again to get to the next step. And that, of course, as always, Trix is here waiting on her egg too. Aren't you, Trix? Yeah. I may only have about 5 left. Give one to Cleo and the kitten crew. And then have to chop one up for you too. Well, that darn pesky timer done went off again. That means our eggs should be done. Let's get that turned off. Then we're going to have to take a look at them. Right here. Okay? Yep. Still steaming away. We're going to turn that fire on off. Or burner. If you got one of them there electric ones. And then it's simple. We're just going to take these on over here to the sink. Right there. Like I say, disregard the dishes in the dish tub. Then, we're going to turn on some cold tap water. And like always, being the batch that I am, bachelor, I don't have any ice on hand. Nope. Here again, a failure about pre-planned. Now, if you got ice, put in your water and dump them on in there. It's all the more better. But I seem to never have them. I ain't got one of them there fancy newfangled ice makers in my fridge. And of course, that fridge ain't that old, maybe about 3 years. I just don't ever buy one because I don't ever use that much ice. And then, I got me some of those old style ice trays. And I fill them up, put them in there. And if you got one of them there frost-free freezers, you understand. They freeze, they look all nice. Then you go back to use them a few weeks later, and they done disappear. Not sure what happened. So we're going to let this cool off a bit, and I always take it and dump some of that water on out of there. Of course, we had one crack right there. Yep, we did. We had one crack. They'll be okay. They'll be one of the ones we chop up for Cleo, Trixie. Not sure why that happens, but it does. We got more than enough to do our tune salad. And we're just going to put those on in there, shut that water off. We're going to leave them in there and go do some other things, like slice and dice for our tune salad while these cool on off. 20, 30 minutes. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how they peel on up. Well, y'all, it's been 30 minutes. And like always, I guess it's the engineer in me. I have set a timer. So come on, Trix. Let's go over and check these eggs out. They've been sitting there in the sink. And that there, cool tap water. Now, something I didn't tell y'all, and I'll fess up to it right now. See there? What we did, after I turned the camera off, I took these eggs and I popped each end on the sink there. And I cracked them, see? And I threw them on back in there. I sure did. And I forgot all about that before I turned the camera off. So let's get these over on the counter and start peeling and see how they do. So y'all, dumped out that water. Got our eggs right there in the pot. Let me get something there. We're going to get, just for y'all, a couple paper plates there. One for the shells. One to place the eggs on, just like that. Now, I wouldn't normally do this, but for y'all, I will, okay? Now, next thing you're going to want to do, you want to take this little egg out right here. And now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this good. You want to set it on your counter. take the palm of your hand right here. You're just going to want to roll it. Just don't be smushing it. Just roll it. So what you're doing, you're breaking that shell all up. See? If you push down too hard, you'll squash that egg. Trust me, you will. And then let's see. See how good these things peel. Yep. Ooh, doggy. So far, so good. Yep. And we ain't got no running water. No nothing, no tricks. You might be able to see her in the background. She's just pacing. She knows her egg's coming next. Look at that. Of course, she used to get the ugly ones. Now I want you to look at that thing right there. See how nice and smooth and divot free that egg is? I hope you're seeing it. Okay? Whoop! We almost dropped it because they are slick. Yes, we did. Of course, Trix would have gobbled it up in a heartbeat. We're just going to place it on back in that water. Or back in that pot. Ain't no water. Now I know what you're saying. Well, anybody can do one. Let's do another one. We'll place it on that counter. And we're just going to gently crack up that shell. Here we got another one right here. We're going to give it a nice peel. Okay? Yep. Like I said, we ain't running no of that expensive calcium water all over these while we doing it. Look how that peel comes off. You know, I've actually had some peel would come off. And, oh, I think we got it going on right here. Look at this, look at it. Look at that. Almost entire peel came off in one continuous piece. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that egg. So nice and shiny. But I know, you think, well, anybody can do two, right? Let's do a third one. We're going to give this third one a nice smack there. You got to make sure you crack it all. Don't press down too hard. And I always start here on the flatter end. I'm not sure with this method it makes a big difference. You know? It's just what I do. Just take your time. Of course, you're seeing this in real time. I ain't gonna be editing this. Video might suck, but that's okay. My videos ain't highly edited. And that, we're just gonna peel this on off there. Nice and easy. As it just strips on off. Yep. Boy, now I'm sort of wishing these are doing so nice. Of course, I knew they would. That we'd be making some deviled eggs. But no, I ain't gonna do it. Already got my plans for some, oh, look at that. And look at that thing again. That's so shiny and beautiful. Put it right on in there. Now I'm going to do the other three while y'all grab a snack and a cold drink. And I'll come back and I'll show you each and every one of them. And we'll put them over here on the old plate. Of course, we'll give them a little rinse, get off any the small shell fragments and everything. Now, y'all, I got 6 of these all peeled on up. I did 3 in front of you. You saw how beautiful those were. Now I got the other 3. Now you might wonder where that one. Well, that was that cracked one. And I took that out as soon as it got cool and chopped it up and gave it to Cleo. Because it's, you know, a little rainy and overcast. And I thought she might need a protein boost. But look at these things. Can you see the shine on these things? Look at those. Look at those bad boys. Look at that. Yep. Now I do got just the slight little divot right there. Yep. So we got carried away. Yep. Look at that one. Yep. Looking nice. Look at these. Yep. All nice, shiny. Of course, these would make excellent deviled eggs. And oh, they're going to make some perfect eggs for my tuna fish salad. Well, Mama's. Of course, I always jazz it up too. And pickled eggs. From my say pickle juice. And of course, Trix. She's waiting for hers right now. Let me show you. Okay, hold on. Trix, you waiting on your egg? Huh? You want your egg? Did you see me give that one to Cleo? Huh? You did? Well, okay, I'll cut you one up. Okay? I made extra, okay? Okay. Hang tight. Well, as you can see, Trix is waiting on hers. But like always, you know, this video ain't finished till we see. Okay, can I come up in about an hour?
Yeah, no problem. Close at 5:30.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Thanks.
And of course, you might have heard, that was the vet. Yep, we got a kitty ready to pick up. We just continue on. But anyway, back to the egg video. We got to cut one of these and see. We got to cut it up anyway for Trix. We're just going to cut one and see how that egg yolk looks. Just take a little steak knife here. Oh my God. Did you see that right there? I want you to look at that right there. I hope you can see how nice, yellow, bright, and that those egg yolks are. Just slightly creamy. Yep. Just the way I like them. And you go 12 minutes if you want to. You want a little bit firmer. But look at that. Ain't no green edges on these bad boys. No. Yeah. You might ask yourself if Mom was alive, I tried to show her this, would she have got angry? Yeah, probably would have. She'd have probably told me, well, Tommy, if you don't like what I'm cooking. Yeah, Mama, I know. Okay. God bless her soul. She always made tasty food. I can't say anything different. But I wanted to show y'all, since y'all asked. So there you have it. Now we got to take that old canned tuna there, that onion and garlic, and some celery, and a few other secret ingredients. Make up some fine tuna fish salad. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, since so many of y'all asked for it, with everything. And if you want to, I'll do a video on the tuna fish salad. Man, if you're really good and special, I'll do one on my daughter's secret recipe for the amazing deviled eggs. Or my own. All depends if she wants me to share hers. So y'all, there you have it. And I know it takes me a while. You know, down here in the South, we talk a little slow and we do things on a little slower pace. And many out there on the internet, around the globe, they don't appreciate that. You know, I don't much care. Not going to change my ways to suit the masses or the global population. I am who I am. Watch me or not. But that's how I do it now. And I wish I had known about steaming eggs. Oh, 40 some odd years ago. That way I'd made some nice fancy deviled eggs and chopped eggs for my salads too. You know, without cooking up so many extras. Like Mama did. And Grandmama. My great grandma. So, y'all, until I see y'all in the next video, I do hope all of y'all are out there taking care, staying safe. And I do want to tell you, God will bless you as you bless others. So for me, Trixie, which is Pouting, Cleo, the Kitten Crew, Magoo, and Elrod. We'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye for now. Okay, Trix, what are you doing? Just because I put one of my blankets out in Cleo's kitty barn on the front porch. You saw that, didn't you? So now you gotta have a shelter with a blankie too? Really? Now that's just unbelievable. You are such a jealous kitty. You haven't turned over the laundry basket, and I can't remember when. Don't shake your head at me. You hear me? Say bye to the peoples, okay? Why do you always turn your back on me when I ask you something? Yep. She's stubborn. Later on.